So great little person to hire.
Exactly.
Bring over to your home
Exactly.
and cook you some good food.
Exactly. One thing I wanted to dive into, I'm interested in knowing how the power of storytelling in your practice,
Yeah.
um, is that implemented within your practice? Do you ever,
Right.
how does storytelling or stories play a role in working with
Yeah.
clients, or maybe, in healing in general, or
Right.
your perspective
Right.
with that?
Well, I love just like you. I'm a gabber.
Mhm.
I like to talk, and I love to tell. And my family's Italian, and so we love to tell stories.
There
And
you
I grew up
go.
with stories. So I wish I could do it more, but the nature of my job is
Right.
that I have to protect people's
Definitely.
confidentiality. So I don't really get to tell stories like
Right.
I wish I did. But within the confines of my sessions with my clients, maybe one of my clients will be going through something that's really similar to another client. And I
Right.
will maybe give
Right.
an example with obviously not giving detail, but
Yes,
say
of
my client was
course.
in the same position and they tried A, B, C, and D. Like, does that sound like that resonates with you?
Right.
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 But that's why I like coming on these podcasts, because I think obviously people's privacy and protection around their trauma is really important, but there's so many powerful conversations that I'm having with clients that I think a lot of people would really benefit from hearing. And so
Right.
I do love coming on podcasts because it gives me the ability to maybe share themes of those stories
Mhm.
with the broader community that hopefully will be helpful, because I know there's so many conversations where I'm like, man, if this could just be recorded and
Mhm.
just like put out there. Obviously, I'm not
Right.
not trying to abuse people's
No,
trauma
of
right out there,
course, of
right? But
course.
like, it's just with what my clients have to say and what they think about, and it's so powerful. So I wish I could do it more, but I don't really
Right.
get to do it so often in my practice.
Right, and that makes sense, right? Given
Mhm.
the profession and the confidentiality behind that. But,
Right.
just adding to that too, like the storytelling piece, right? Like, I can use myself. I don't mind using myself as an example.
Right.
I tell people that all the time.
Right.
Very comfortable with that. I used to be like, initially when I first got injured, I was very, like maybe a lot of stories you've heard,
Right.
just very confined to my safe space,
Yeah.
right? And that for me was my house inside my home, and never leaving, and never wanted to leave, and never
Yeah.
wanted to be seen. And I'm talking about like the first 2 years of my injury.
Right.
And I'm just sharing this to highlight more to what you're talking about,
Right.
right? From just
Right.
a real perspective for people who may be wondering, or kind of curious to know, well, what is she talking about?
Right.
I'm just giving that
Right.
example.
Right.
Um, um, so yeah, within the first 2 years after I got injured, right, really just being in that mindset where like literally my life changed,
Right.
right? Literally, like literally
Right.
had to learn how to live
All
all
over
over
again.
again,
Right.
from bathing,
Right.
restroom,
Right.
sleeping, my
Yep.
sleep routine,
Yep. Eating,
eating,
dressing. Yep.
dressing,
Right.
transportation, entering and exiting buildings that may not be
Right.
accessible. Because early on, I was already facing that just from places I've gone.
Right.
And then the social piece,
Right.
right?